history has a page that was meant to be forgotten. This is Hidden Chapters. There are moments in time when the map of the world seems to shrink and the path to safety all but vanishes. When the world closed its doors to Jewish refugees in the late 1930s, there was one city that did not ask for visas. Not New York, not London, not Jerusalem, but Shanghai. At the time, Shanghai was already fractured by war, a city divided by foreign powers, weakened by conflict, and struggling to survive. Yet, in one of history's darkest moments, this wounded city became an unexpected refuge. This is the story of how Shanghai saved thousands of Jewish lives during the Holocaust. After 1933, life for Jews in Nazi-controlled Europe changed rapidly and brutally. New laws removed Jews from public life. Doctors were barred from hospitals. Teachers lost their classrooms. Businesses were seized. What began as discrimination soon became terror. The violence of Kristallnacht in 1938 sent a clear message. This was no longer about exclusion, it was about survival. Families lined up outside embassies. They sold their belongings. They searched desperately for visas. Leaving Europe was no longer a choice. It was the only way to stay alive. In 1938, representatives from more than 30 countries gathered at the Evian Conference to discuss the refugee crises. There were speeches. There were expressions of sympathy. But there were very few open doors. Most countries refused to change immigration quotas. Others postponed decisions indefinitely. For Jewish families watching from Europe, hope gave way to silence. One refugee later recalled that by then the world had made its position clear. There would be no rescue, only escape. Shanghai stood apart. Because of its unusual political status, the city required no entry visas. Unlike most places, it did not ask refugees where they were from, only that they could arrive. This made Shanghai one of the last open ports in the world. Between 1938 and 1941, nearly 18,000 Jewish refugees made the journey east. Some crossed Europe by train through the Soviet Union. Others sailed across oceans through unfamiliar ports and languages. They arrived exhausted, disoriented, and uncertain. As one refugee later said, Shanghai was not paradise, but it was a place where they were alive. Shanghai itself offered no safety. Large parts of the city had already been destroyed during the Japanese invasion of China. Bombed streets, food shortages, and instability were part of daily life. Yet within these conditions, refugees rebuilt. They opened schools for children who had lost years of education. They published newspapers to stay informed. Musicians formed orchestras. Cafes became meeting places. Yiddish mixed with Chinese dialects. European culture adapted to Asian streets. One survivor later remembered that they had lost almost everything, but in Shanghai at least, they were no longer hunted. Survival became routine. Normal life, however fragile, continued. In February 1943, conditions changed again. Under pressure from Nazi Germany, Japanese authorities ordered Jewish refugees to relocate to a restricted area of Shanghai, the Hongkou district. The area was overcrowded and impoverished. Housing was inadequate. Disease spread easily. Movement was controlled. Life became smaller. Often called a ghetto, Hongkou was harsh and tightly regulated, but it was not a death camp. Despite hunger, illness, and fear, the vast majority of Jewish refugees in Shanghai survived the war. In a world defined by genocide, survival itself became extraordinary. Jewish refugees were not alone in their suffering. Chinese residents of Hongkou were already living in extreme poverty. Later recollections from Chinese residents describe a shared struggle, different languages, different histories, but the same hardship. Everyone was struggling, yet they lived side by side. In one of history's cruel ironies, solidarity emerged where governments had failed. When the war ended, Shanghai changed once more. Civil war and revolution reshaped China's future. For many refugees, the city that had saved them could no longer be home. They left for Israel, the United States, Australia, and beyond. Shanghai moved forward. Its role in saving thousands of lives faded quietly into history. The Holocaust is remembered for its unimaginable loss, but hidden within that history are stories of refuge, of cities that did not close their doors. Shanghai was one of them. It did not offer comfort. It did not offer certainty. It offered something far rarer, a place to live. And sometimes an open door was enough to save a life. History is full of these quiet corners, stories of courage and survival that nearly faded away. Here at Hidden Chapters, we believe these stories deserve to be heard. If you found value in this journey today, please consider subscribing and hitting the bell icon. By joining us, you help ensure that these chapters of our shared history are never truly closed. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next chapter.